My grandfather's will had one requirement, and it made half my family walk out of the lawyer's office swearing. I was the only grandkid who still drove out to see him. Not because I'm a saint, because my clinic route took me past his road twice a week, and stopping in was easy. I'm a vet tech. I'd bring him butterscotch candies his cardiologist had banned, and he'd slip one in his cheek and say, "This stays between us and the dog." That was our thing. The last time I saw him, he held my hand at the kitchen table and said, "You're the only one who ever asks about the cows, Junebug. The rest of them ask about the acreage." I didn't understand until the reading. The conference room was standing room only, packed with relatives who hadn't crossed his cattle guard in a decade. My aunts were already discussing the land situation in the hallway. A cousin live-streamed the parking lot. Then the lawyer read it. The estate, valued at approximately $5.8 million, shall be divided equally among beneficiaries who complete the following: 21 consecutive mornings of milking at the Vantrees Dairy, beginning at 4:30 a.m. Attendance verified by Mr. Vantrees personally. No substitutes, no exceptions. Silence. Then my cousin Kelsey laughed out loud. "Milking? Like physically? There are machines for that. You'll be operating them," the lawyer said. At 4:30, in February, my Uncle Ross raised a hand. "What if we fund a scholarship instead?" Same spirit. "Your father anticipated that question," the lawyer said, and read from the page. "No. Earn it the way I did, or don't." The first week was pure theater. Kelsey made it one single morning, posted a selfie captioned, "Farm life," and never returned after learning the smell doesn't wash out of a blowout the same day. Her brother Dane lasted 3 days before claiming a dairy allergy that somehow hadn't affected his cheese consumption for 30 years. Uncle Ross showed up in white sneakers, looked at the holding pen for a long moment, and drove away without turning off his engine. My aunt tried to send her personal trainer in her place with a story about a back injury. Mr. Vantrees, who is 81 and has no patience for anyone, called the lawyer before the trainer got his boots on. 11 people gone by day 10. By week 3, there were 3 of us. My cousin Aldo, who complained through every milking but kept appearing, gray-faced, on time. My mom's cousin Renata, who cried in her car most mornings and went in anyway. And me. Here's my honest confession, the mornings were brutal for me too. I work full days at the clinic. For 3 weeks I ran on 5 hours of sleep, and my hands cracked from the cold and the wash water. But somewhere around day 8, it stopped being about the estate. The barn at 4:30 smells like hay and iodine and warm animals, and it is exactly precisely the world my grandfather stood in every morning for 51 years, and being in it felt like the last conversation we'd never gotten to have. Aldo tapped out on day 17 with a fever he didn't fake. I checked on him myself. He was genuinely sick, and the rules were the rules, and he cried on the phone, and I told him his grandfather quit exactly nothing, his whole life, except things that were killing him, and that counted for something. Renata made it to day 19 and overslept. She sat in the barn doorway that morning anyway, and helped anyway, off the books, for nothing. Day 21, I finished the last washing cycle at 6:50 a.m., and Mr. Vantrees was standing at the barn door with a lawyer beside him. The lawyer handed me an envelope. He left instructions that this be delivered here, in the barn, to whoever finished. The handwriting inside was shaky but his. "Junebug, if you're standing where I think you're standing, it smells terrible, and you're happy anyway. That's the whole secret, kid. Your grandmother and I started with 11 cows and a bank that laughed at us. The family forgot the 11 cows. You never did. Split it fairly with the ones who honestly tried. Vantrees will tell you who honestly tried. He's never once been wrong about a person. Take care of the rest of them too. That's what the money is for. And quit sneaking me butterscotch. It worked. I lived to 91. I sat down on an overturned bucket in that freezing barn and cried until Mr. Vantrees patted my shoulder exactly twice, which for him is a bear hug. Renata got a share. Aldo got a share. Vantrees' word both times. I drive out to Grandpa's hill every Sunday now. I bring the dog and 2 butterscotch candies. One for me. One stays on the stone between us and the dog.